Ever since becoming a writer, I don't type anymore. The thing that no one tells you about writing is that I was getting finger and wrist pain, RSI, and my solution wasn't really to stop writing. So you might be thinking, okay, so now she has a notebook and a pen and she spends all day writing into it, and somehow she converts this into text. No, that's going back to the past. We are moving into the AI-enabled future. So what am I actually doing? You know how all the big creators talk about their own coin concepts? David Perel talks about writing from abundance, Ali Abdaal talks about passive income, and Danko talks about the one-person business. I'm just going to go a little bit smaller, and my brand is all about voice-first creation now. This might seem like a really odd thing to pick because all the other creators have life philosophies and they have things that will make your life better. So why is this the transformation that I pick instead of, say, like journaling? First off, everybody is talking about journaling. Like everybody has a note-taking video nowadays. You don't need me to tell you why you should interstitial journal. Talking is so much easier than typing. So let's just say you're about to go out for a walk. Going on a walk is a bit like taking a shower. Moving around instead of just sitting at your desk is really helpful because you see a different scenery, you relax, and your subconscious thoughts finally get to surface. This is where I get my best ideas. And rather than typing as I walk and possibly getting hit by a car, I can just turn on my dictation app and talk to it, keeping my eyes on the road instead of my phone. This is a pretty okay spot. So yeah, so other than that, I think it could also be that I was productive in a different way. Thinking outside of my own narrow space gave me a sense of perspective, perhaps. The thing about talking is that we can do it so naturally, we don't really need to think about it. So it's like listening to a podcast. It's sort of like taking a break and letting your mind work when you're not actively trying to make it work. Just do other things as you are registering all that information, right? For me, is not really like just staying still, but being able to type away on something as my brain like finally makes the connections that it should. Sort of save the thought that I had. It's like the Zettelkasten fleeting notes thing. It is slower to open Obsidian and like to take pictures and to take notes. If we consider creation speed, you have thinking. All right, so what about your thinking speed? If I'm at my desk and I'm thinking about an idea, I don't actually want to spend a lot of time thinking. This might be counterintuitive, but just listen to me for a moment. If you keep thinking about something, you follow that train of thought down a few different steps into deeper thoughts, right? And then you forget the first thought you had. Uh-oh. This is very common for people. It's that feeling you get when you had a brilliant idea in the shower and then later you came out and it is gone. The main reason we take notes is because our memories are really bad. We are basically goldfishes, but we don't realize this. So we want to record it down, and we could just do it by typing or writing. But dictation is faster, so we should definitely talk numbers. How fast do you think you can speak? The average human speaks about 150 words per minute. I'm pretty sure I speak a lot faster than that. But the average typing speed is also around 50 to 70 words per minute. My top is around 90. And this is all about how fast content can get out of your head, like actual output speed. And then you have editing. Here we still care about time, but even more important is the amount of effort that editing is going to take us. Okay, let's talk editing and the differences between editing from the standard that we currently have now, which is I type it all out in a nice outline and then I edit, and then the editing that we do when we are dictating. I think it is a lot easier to talk compared to writing because it takes away your inner editor because you cannot edit as you dictate. There's kind of a cheat here that I'm pretty sure you've realized, but AI, which you use to dictate, can also be used to help you clean up your dictation drafts. I ramble in the morning, so this morning, this is what I transcribed. It's basically like a messy, rambly piece of text that is just acting as morning pages, a way for me to clear my mind. If you take this, what I want to do with this text is I want to clean up the raw transcript in case there are misspellings, in case it is not like accurate. Sometimes the dictation software does give you like incorrect sentences. Sometimes it repeats words if you're using Mac Whisper. So once I have this dictated script, I would use this on it. I can show you with Google AI Studio because it is my favorite model to use. This is what it looks like when I use AI to clean up my long stream of consciousness thought into something that keeps the original text but also categorizes it into sections for me. It adds emojis, it adds a TLDR summary. It's up to you how you want to do this. What I would do would be to see, I took the bullet points today and then I added the TLDRs to them, and that was good enough for me. I also took the responses, like the part of the response that I found valuable, talking about how I could focus my topic on tech automations. So now I'm just looking at what exactly I'm doing. It is empowerment. It is trying to make tech accessible to more people. And then this is like the idea of breaking things that are complicated down for other people. And I like these questions. I might think more on them later. But yes, I would say that editing isn't really the biggest problem here. Even if you want to keep it in your original voice, there are apps that do this and organize all that information for you. For those who are willing to pay, you can get a nicer, cleaner experience with VoicePal. And for those who are not willing to pay at all, you can actually just use a voice memo app and then take that and turn it into a transcription. You can use Apple Notes, which is the most classic, right? Apple Notes, you just need to create a new note and then you can press this dictate option. Today, I feel like I'm a little bit lost and I want to create a plan for my ideal ordinary day. Other apps that I use are, what I do is I take my phone, and there are a few different apps you can use. VoicePan and VoicePal are my iOS options. And then we have Mac, which is using Mac Whisper. If you want something that just works for both, then just use Apple Dictate. So why aren't people using Apple Dictation? It's really bad. It has terrible accuracy. Still very usable if you're just doing simple text messages, but if you're going to use names, if you're going to use words like Zettelkasten, dictation software needs to be robust. This is why I use other apps. So VoicePan is a very quick dictation app that lets you see a live transcription when you are talking. So this is an example of what it looks like when you are talking on VoicePen. You can see that the live transcription is very helpful because I know that my words are being heard and that they are being transcribed somewhat accurately. After you finish, transcribes really fast, and then you can press this button to change it with AI so that you can see, instead of like the whole block of text, you can see like sections, you can clean up the transcript, and you can even add emoji. My only problem with VoicePen is that it is not very smart. Transcription of your dictated text is accurate, but the AI that is taking your transcripted text and like turning it into, say, something with heading, something with the text. And like if you tell it to transform the text, I feel like the AI model that is used is fast, but it is not accurate. What I do here is I use VoicePal. VoicePal has the basic transcription feature, and then it will clean up the original transcript and it'll save both so you can look at that. And generally, I feel like it has slightly more intelligent AI for both cleaning up transcription and also for taking your transcripted text and transforming it into, say, a Substack article, a tweet. It's not as fast as VoicePen, so VoicePen is the one I use when I'm about to take it to my computer. And this was a problem that I really struggled with too. I am kind of really cheap. I don't want to buy subscriptions. This is a thing. Like I just use Google AI Studio because it is cheap. It's also like good enough for my purposes, and I don't see any huge convenience from getting a subscription to any other AI thing. I buy what is necessary, like Midjourney, because I need to generate images, but I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to spend money on anything. And if it's a digital product, I'm actually a bit more reluctant. That said, I also just support devs that do one-time purchases. So Mac Whisper on the Mac, this is not sponsored. I tried to talk to this guy and he has not responded. It's just that I think you should use something that is convenient over something that is going to make you hate this workflow. So let's do this. Voice first creation by Pamela.